In this lesson, we are looking at the introduction to polynomials, and in this introduction, we are going to look at the vocabulary we are going to be using in this unit. So a polynomial function is of this form, and the leading coefficient, see this is the leading coefficient here, it cannot be 0. And polynomial comes from poly, which means many, and nomial, which means term. So it means many terms. So let's talk about the leading coefficient. So the leading coefficient is subscript n. So that's the leading coefficient. We also talk about the constant term. That's the last term here without any variable, and the degree is n. See, the degree is n right there, so the highest exponent. And for any polynomial, exponents are whole numbers. So the exponents have to be whole numbers. They cannot be they have to be positive. And you can see this one is negative. Coefficients are real numbers. So let's look at some examples here. And what are we supposed to do here? So here we are told the terms are written in this descending order of the exponents. So we start with the highest degree going down. So here, determine whether this is a polynomial function. If yes, write it in standard form. Identify the degree, name of the polynomial according to the number of degrees term, and identify the leading coefficient. Okay, so here, let's look at this one. So the first one here, we can see the exponents are real numbers, and exponents are whole numbers, and the coefficients are real numbers. So here we are going to say yes. This one is a no. This one is a no. And this one is a yes. So here we can write it in standard form, starting with the highest exponent. So 1/3 x to the power 4 and plus 5x squared and minus 3x plus 2. Okay, and now let's go to the next one. The next one don't need to write it. Okay, this one is already in standard form, so it will just stay the way it is. And then let's write the degree. The highest degree here is 4. Here the highest degree is 3, and the leading coefficient we are talking about this number here, 1/3, and in both cases just happens to be 1/3. Let me use that. So 1/3 and 1/3 over here. And that's it. Okay, this one here we are going to classify polynomial functions. There are various ways of classifying polynomial functions. We can classify by the number of terms. So if it has one term, it's a monomial, 2 terms binomial, 3 terms trinomial. Or we could do it by the degree of the polynomial. So if the degree is 0, we call it a constant, and here we have an example. If the degree is 1, we call it a linear monomial, and you can see likewise equals to 2x. If the degree is 2, it's quadratic. That degree is cubic. 4 degree is quartic, and they are higher degrees. And you can look up and see what we call them. Okay, so here we are going to evaluate polynomials. We're going to see different ways we can evaluate polynomials, and here we are going to use a method called direct substitution. And how does this work? So direct substitution is just plugging in the value of 2. So we have negative 3. This is 2 raised to power 4. And then we have 2 raised to power 3, 5, 2 squared plus 6 multiplied by 2 plus 1. And when we work all these out, we get negative 47. That will be the answer. Okay, now let's go to the next one here. Here we are plugging in negative 2. So what do we get? Negative 3, negative 2 raised to power 4 plus negative 2 raised to power 3, 5, negative 2 squared, 6 multiplied by negative 2 plus 1. And when we do all that, we get negative 87. That will be the answer. That's how to evaluate a polynomial by direct substitution. Okay, the next one, we are going to use synthetic substitution. And how do we do this? So we're going to take all the coefficients. So this is negative 3, and this is 1, negative 2, and this is 6, and this is 1, and then this is going to be 2. And once we have all the coefficients, actually I'm missing some of the coefficients. Let me write it again. Let me give myself more space here. So minus 3, so 1, negative 5, 6, and 1. And this is going to be 2. And here we bring the negative 3 down. We multiply by negative 2. So we get negative 6. So this becomes negative 5. Then we multiply, we get negative 10. So here we get negative 15. Multiplied by 2, negative 30. So we get negative 24. Multiplied by 2, negative 48. And see here, we get negative 47. See, that's the same answer we got on the previous page. Now why don't you try the second one, see whether you're going to get negative 87 using this method of synthetic substitution. Okay, the next one is just adding. And when we are told to add, it just means we combine the like terms. So here, see, these are like terms, the highest exponent, that's what I'm going to start with. So 17 minus 5, so that's going to be 12 x to the power 4. So what other term do I have? So I have 3x cubed, so this becomes plus 4x cubed, and then let me go to the next one, negative 10x, and that's all I have. So, and remember this is negative 10x, so that's going to be negative 10x. And what else do I have? And I have negative 3, and that's the final answer right there. And it's good to check it, make sure everything is okay. So the next one, we are subtracting. When you're subtracting, don't forget to distribute that operation in there. So we have 9x cubed minus 7x cubed, so that becomes 2 x cubed, and then we have x squared, so just plus x squared, and then the next one is 8x plus 3x, so that becomes 11x, and finally we have negative 4, negative 7, so we get negative 11, and that's going to be the final answer. And we can do the next one when we do this one. So try it out by yourself and see whether you're going to get 5x to the power 4, and the next one is 3x cubed minus 11x squared plus 10x plus 5. See whether you're going to get that answer when you complete it. And now this is the last problem, and here you're given an application problem, and you're told the average monthly cable rate is given by this equation, and R is the monthly rate in dollars, T is the number of years since 1980. So what is the monthly rate in 1985? What does that mean? In 1985, then it means T is going to equal what's the value of T. So 1980, since 1980, T is going to be 5, and so you're just looking for R5. That means you just plug in 5 into this equation. So negative 0.00365 cubed plus 0.135 squared minus 0.73 times 5 plus 7.7, and when you do all that you get 10.14, and that's 10.14, and this is in dollars. So that's the final answer.